K-Rock, Mid-Atlantic Rock Reviews, Miami Rock Show. We are here with Wayland again. It's been a little bit since we did an interview with you guys, so thanks for being back on the show.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good to be here.
Hey, you guys are one of the busiest touring bands we know. Are you going to still keep up the aggressive touring pace for like the next year or so?
I don't know. I don't think so, honestly. We've been doing, 250 dates a year for the last 5 years, on the road about 300, which is completely insane, as we all know. And we're about to put out this new record, and we are working with the new management. Jesse Dupree, who's been managing us for the last 5 years, is teaming up with some other people. There's just a whole team coming around us for this new record, which is really exciting. And one of the things that has been brought up is that they don't want us touring nearly as much. They'd like to cut down the number of shows that we're doing and make sure that they're more effective shows, and probably opening for bigger artists.
Yeah. That's not the Jesse Dupree with the chainsaws and the. It is a very same Jesse Dupree. Okay, yeah. Very cool.
You didn't know that he'd been managing us for the last?
No, I actually did not. Somehow that slipped past me.
He's been like a big brother to us. We originally were with Jude Cole and Kiefer Sutherland on the Ironworks label, and they introduced us to Jesse. And Jesse just really wrapped up around us because he loved our work ethic. He loved how just willing we were to just go out and get it, and he really was the one that inspired us to keep touring just to simply develop ourselves. Back in the 80s and early 90s, a label would find a band and develop them. Now it's up to the band to do so,
Yeah.
But even throughout the process, Jesse's been the one that's pushed us to write more songs, to rewrite songs, to push ourselves creatively in the studio. He's just been a really strong force for us.
It's funny because when he really wants to get a point across, to pull you into his office, got his big desk, pull out that chainsaw and he'll set it down on the desk, and he'll look you in the eye, and then he'll tell you what he wants to get done, and then you usually comply because of the chainsaw.
So, hey, I was listening today, Bloody Sunrise. Tell me a little bit about the story behind that song.
Oh, goodness. I'm on the spot.
No. Walked into the room and a question got thrown at you.
I feel lucky to be a part of a group of guys that tend to be inspired by a lot of different things, and I'm just somebody that has always been really inspired by film. And when I first started writing songs, that's what I would write songs about is movies and film and stuff like that. And we all saw a movie called Lawless. And we were really intrigued by the whole moonshining thing, and at the time we were spending a lot of time in moonshine country, and I think we're in moonshine country right now, actually.
Probably.
Yeah. Either way, we were just around a lot of people. We were around a lot of people that were making up their own moonshine, and there was just this. Phil and I came up with this story, kind of a Bonnie and Clyde type of story with them, and we just pictured these two people that were in love, that were toting moonshine across state lines, and they end up getting into a firefight with cops, and it's just kind of a tragically romantic story. I mean, you can make your own imagine up as to what may or may not have happened, but that's kind of what inspired it.
So, the music video, to give a little, I was watching that today. How did you find the various groups of people that were appeared, while they were working and singing in the video?
We just showed up at random garages and farms and stuff. Those are all people around Wayland, Michigan. They really were. We thought the video up, and every video we've ever done has been so last minute. Like that "Welcome to My Head" video happened with about 5 minutes of planning, literally. And this "Get a Little" thing, I think we thought it up the week before we shot it. So we literally put a Facebook. I think I posted maybe on my personal Facebook. I was looking for a farm near Wayland, and a couple people sent some pictures. I drove around. We had one, I think it was a Father's Day or something. We happened to be home.
Yeah, you did.
I drove around to a bunch of friends' farms and looked at them. The guys in the welding shop are guys I graduated high school with.
Oh, wow.
Then there's the kitchen scene, of course, where Dean is a chef. That's right in Wayland.
Yeah, you're flailing around.
Yeah,
trying to pretend like I know what I'm doing.
That's an Italian restaurant in Wayland. There's the farm scene, or some people that they're called the Fifelskis, and they're just great people that invited us onto their farm, and the whole experience was really fun. It was a bonding experience with the city of Wayland, because we ended up downtown for the second half of the day, with the whole tractor thing, and the mayor was out there with us.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, to close it off, I think, with the city council and the mayor, we all had drinks together with local bars at the end of the night.
At one point, the camera guy was like, they blocked up the streets for us and everything, and the director's like, man, if I just could get up high for this one shot. And they're like, well, let's get a fire truck. So sure enough, they drove one around.
Oh, wow.
Next thing you know, he's like there 90 feet in the air. It was awesome.
Oh, that's
so they were
cool.
so cool, yeah.
So the theme behind that, give a little is, all these people waiting for Friday night. And as I was planning for this, I thought about you guys. What is your Friday night? Like, because, you're working. Do you have a Friday night, like an equivalent to what would be our Friday nights?
Yeah, if we have a day off, honestly, days off, we tend to take care of ourselves. Like, we take that day of recovery. Any night can be a Friday night for us. It depends. One of us gets in a wild mood. Gets that look in our eye, and the other ones jump on board. It doesn't take much to twist our arms to party with each other.
If I'm not feeling like it's a Friday night, Phil probably only has to ask me about 11 times, and I will always say, "Yeah, okay, let's go."
we no matter how we're feeling throughout the day, we play that show, and we're gearing up for it all day. It's all we think about. And no matter if the show goes great, or if we have technical issues, or if it goes bad in our opinion, or whatever, it's a huge release. It's a huge, there it's all out there. And we come back on this bus, and we like to celebrate. We like to celebrate the brotherhood, the music, even our crew. Like, we just really love this team. We're very proud that we're able to sustain and share our music with people. It's all we've ever wanted. And so that can, if you celebrate with whiskey, that can lead to a hangover.
So it looks like you guys have a pretty big thing coming up for April 5th, like an acoustic streaming thing.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell folks about that?
It's called Stage It, and we're doing this one. Actually, we've done the last couple here at it's called Evergroove Studios in Evergreen, Colorado. It's just in the mountains outside of Denver, and it's a really cool studio. It's solar powered, and the people that own the studio and run it have become like family to us over the last few years. And it's just like this incredible vibe. Like, the first time we stopped in there was just, they were friends of a friend, and they were so welcoming and so open to us. We actually recorded pieces of the record there. I know I recorded the guitar solo for Get a Little there. And we love going there. We haven't gotten to make a record there yet, but we've done some writing up there. It's been such a healing place for us. Every time we're on tour, we get to stop there for a few days. They introduced us to juicing, I remember.
Yep.
That's that whole organic living and healthy lifestyle. It's just been really impactful on us. And so when we set up there, kind of set up in the round, and they get the cameras going, and Stage It is all based on donation. So your fans from all over the country can watch live, but only a few. I think we only allow 50 people at a time. And that money obviously goes toward keeping this big bus on the road and keeping us going. So we've been a band that we're so lucky to have connected with the fan base that we have, because they have kept us rolling. We haven't up to this point, we haven't had a record label, and so it's pretty amazing that they've been there for us like that.
So I saw you guys are offering VIP packages. So for folks listening that want to do a VIP with you guys, what do they get? What's the experience like for people?
Oh man, they get to come on the bus, hang out, and have a couple drinks with us, and then if they come on before the show, sometimes we're singing harmonies, and sometimes we go through harmonies every day with each other. So sometimes they're on there for that. Either way, it's a great opportunity to get us when we're not running around like chickens with our heads cut off. I mean, I've literally had 3 or 4 people in there asking me if I have a second. I just have not had a second this afternoon. But once we get back to the bus and you have that time, you're able to spend that one-on-one time, the face time with those people. And it's just a really cool way. If you're into Wayland at all, it's a really cool way to get to know the band, and then it will definitely elevate your evening.
The cool thing about it is that everybody that's done it does it every time we go to their town. That's true. And that, which is a good sign, and it's always fun. Like Mitch said, we get the one-on-one time, and it's cool for us because we kind of get to learn more about people, I think, than they get to learn about us sometimes. So.
Yeah.
So we've seen you. I don't even know how many states we've seen these guys in. Quite a few, because I know we've seen you at Rockfest. We've seen you out in your home state and in our home state, and here we are today. I'll ask each of you, do you have a favorite part of the country to be in? I know it's colder than I'll get it out there now. Do you like the beach, the mountains? Where do you guys like to be? And it might be different.
That's a tough one. It's because I love so many different types of the U.S., So being out west is amazing. Being out east is amazing. Getting down south and like the Carolinas is amazing. So as a whole, I mean, just we're lucky to be able to travel, I guess, to all the great places.
Where don't you like to be, Dean?
New Mexico.
That was pretty specific.
He said it with such
geez.
New Mexico.
Well, we've been stranded there a couple times, so we don't have the best memories.
I mean, I hate, Wisconsin is a really great place for us.
Her home state.
Yeah.
Madison is I love going there. Not just because we have like we're guaranteed big crowds, because there's places like that all over the country for us, but Madison, their rock enthusiasm is just through the roof, and they're not afraid to support good rock and roll, and that unfortunately isn't everywhere.
Right.
So.
I think Idaho might be my favorite state.
Idaho,
Yeah,
really?
it's really like doesn't get the credit it deserves for being beautiful. When we make this drive, like through a specific drive I can remember is through, you start Missoula, Montana, and you have to go down the length of Idaho, and it's all curvy mountain rivers and
It
trains.
looks like Germany. It's insane.
Yeah, it looks like the old west to me.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
guess.
you go to these little cowboy towns. I'm sure there's Germans
There's
there
huge
too.
mountains and stuff.
A lot of schnitzel and Nazis.
No schnitzel. Maybe some
But it just looks like real America to me. I'm kind of craving that. I'm excited to get back out there. I think we're going there in June.
So we kind of, just to round things off, you kind of alluded to the fact that a little slowing down on the touring and a little more of the writing and the creating. When can folks expect to maybe find some new music from you guys? Do you have a timeline for that, or is it just going to be kind of organic in how it happens?
Well, the record is done.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we recorded 20 songs in Memphis, Tennessee, at Crosstrack Studios. The producer Justin Reimer over the last year and a half. And we're actually just finishing a couple little tweaks right now in Atlanta. We'll be heading there tonight. We'll be there tomorrow afternoon.
Oh, wow. That's a long haul.
Over the next few days, and that's going to be the end of it. So then it'll go to mixing and mastering, and then we'll work on getting it out. So
20 songs, how are you going to pick? I mean, that's always the
we already
thing, right?
have.
Really?
Yeah, we've already pretty much got it down to 13, I think.
Very
so.
cool.
Yeah, which wasn't that. It becomes real obvious at first.
Yeah.
You're like, when you're in it, you like literally just hit stop after the last recording. You can't, you're like, oh my god, how would we ever? Well, as you separate, if some become live songs that you can't live without, it just becomes more.
Yeah,
relevant.
and I mean, there's so many heads thinking about it too. You've got 4 band members, an audience every night that's reacting to the songs, and then the people that are involved behind the scenes. Everyone has an opinion, and collectively, everyone gravitates towards the same group of songs. I mean, it's just kind of how it works. Every once in a while, there'll be like, well, I think this song, and somebody says, yeah, I was thinking that too, and then there might be, well, I don't know about that, and but really, it wasn't hard. Like, I mean, like Phil says, once we were done, it was hard to think that some of those songs would not be getting out. But it's just because you're inside of it. You're
Right.
inside of, and you don't have that perspective to look out and see that. See what's important to release and what could stay on the cutting room floor this time.
Well, we always like talking to you guys. We're here with the guys from Wayland and going to see them play live tonight here in Boonesboro. So, guys, thanks again for being on the show.
Happy to
for
be on
having
it,
us.
man. Thank you.